All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do group well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect, and 1/3. And Adawan Ratazah, this lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. And the Wadiya Bashem Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, let's talk about the bitter. Okay, and pretty much I want to go into a lesson of exhortation. Okay, a lesson of prophetic exhortation, a lesson of growth. And ultimately, this lesson is only for the sincere. All right, those that are being, moved in the spirit for a better, walk, okay, and not desiring the old man, the old creature, all right, because what this truth is set up to do is to renew you. But to be renewed, you have to go through trials, temptations, pretty much just different things. And this is why the scriptures are so important for us to apply, especially in situations, because what it's doing is it's, rewiring our mindset when it comes to reaction. All right. So I just want to pull out some precepts. We're going to start off in the book of Revelations. I was just looking up a few things. So I got a few things queued up, but ultimately we'll just, see what the Rachakwadash gives me. And I pray that you brothers and you few sincere sisters are edified, because, that's what we need while we are here in captivity. Okay. That's what we need while we are here in captivity. All right. Now, let's actually go to this. Let's go to Editions of Esther, the 14th chapter. And I want to share something with you. All right. I was reading into this. All right. This is a good read, the Editions of Esther. It goes into how Haman, all right, the Amalekite, was plotting against not only us, Israel, but he was also plotting against the Persian Empire to overthrow it, to usher in the Macedonian Empire. And according to prophecy, that did take place. So let's jump into the initial lesson. Okay, so let's start off right here. Okay, this is the Editions of Esther. Okay, Queen Esther, also being in fear of death, resorted unto the Lord. All right, so check this out. Let's go to let's start at verse 5. It says, from my youth up, I have heard in the tribe of my family that thou, O Lord, tookest Israel from among all people, and our fathers from all their predecessors for a perpetual inheritance. Right. So that is the sweet. Okay, because I got right here. All right, look, when John took the little book, it was sweet. Okay, so I'm going to go into this, but I do like this account right here because it sums up this precept. All right, and this is what we need to talk about. This is what we need to address, because a lot of our people are just getting the sweet right now. Okay, getting married, shaloming, being able to go to a school, pretty much just, finding a carnal safe haven. Okay, is the sweetness of this truth, but the bitter of this truth is, dealing with this captivity, accepting this captivity, and changing. Okay, this flesh is childish. This flesh does not want to change. It wants to stay lazy. It wants the easy way out, and knowing that and dealing with that can be bitter. All right, not that you become bitter, but I'm going to go into the word bitter itself. All right. And, even in this walk for myself, I've noticed how childish this flesh is. Something as simple as, working out can be bitter to the flesh, but it's beneficial to the spirit. So let's keep going. It says, for perpetual inheritance, and thou hast performed whatsoever thou didst promise them. Yes, but this is sweet to hear, but it will be bitter at times, waiting for the promises to be fulfilled. All right. And now that we have and are experiencing bitterness at times or adversity, you now have to apply these beautiful milk precepts when dealing with adversity or a sense of bitterness so that you can enjoy the peaceable fruit of the spirit. All right. Growth is when you smile in an impatient situation. Okay. That's growth. All right. And I got more. So let's keep going. It says, and now we have sinned before thee. All right. So now you woken up, you know who you are. You hear about the kingdom coming and what's getting ready to be bestowed and what's going to happen to our enemies. And then the bitterness also sets in of you waiting, dealing, and having to still be in captivity. This is why we cleave so much to the spiritual aspect of serving Yahweh Shemel Shai, because that is our fortitude, that is our safety, that is our small spiritual sanctuary that we are cleaving to, waiting to be delivered while dealing with adversity that's laid before us. Okay, it says, and now we have sinned before thee, therefore hast thou given us into the hands of our enemies, because we worship their gods, O Lord, thou art righteous. Nevertheless, it satisfieth them not that we are in bitter captivity, but they have stricken hands with their idols. So right here, I wanted to pull out the fact that the captivities are referred to as bitter. Okay, bitter. All right, and even in this time, in the time of Esther, it was the Persians that were over us. But remember, you had Haman. Okay, you just had a lot of things going on. So now we're using this in particular precept to parallel to today, and this is a very bitter captivity that we are in. Okay, America itself goes into that bitter. All right, so you understand what you're involved in, but then when you go through it is a whole different ball game. Okay, humbling down, accepting the captivity, swallowing the so-called pride. So let's go into this because I really want to talk about this. Revelations 10:10, it says, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. Oh, yeah. I'm Israel, Judah. Yup. God, yeah. And it was in my mouth, sweet as honey. The kingdom coming for you. You about to be a king. You gonna have sons. You gonna have wives. You gonna this. You gonna that. You gonna say the white man. Everybody die. Right? So you get this sense of relief. You get this sense of, peace. Ultimately, you find out who you are. Okay. You find out who the kingdom of heaven is for. You find out what's on earth. You find out about spiritual power. You find out about prophecy pertaining to judgment on the heathens. But then guess what? As you find all that out, you go home, you start studying, you're watching videos, few years go by, couple ups, couple downs, and then you start noticing how you have to start applying certain precepts in certain situations, and at times you may not. And that's where you notice the bitter. Learning how to be quiet, taking the low, actually applying humility, doing something when the flesh doesn't want to do it. Okay. Like our elders tell us, and it's real. You're not always going to be in the spirit. You're not always going to want to do this or do that. But we have a job that we have to do. It's like you want to do a lesson, you get a little upset. The video didn't record, There's a lot of things that happen, in this walk that the hopeful elect are going through. And that's the sufferings of Yahweh Shai. And then that's when you smile, knowing that you're suffering. Okay. And not just suffering because it's for this job or this woman or the league. No, you're suffering because you're serving your God through your Savior. And that brings growth. Okay. It says, and as soon as I had eaten it, right, digested it, let it settle in, my belly was bitter. Yeah, you can't be carnal. You can't be out here swinging. You can't be wilding. You can't be tripping. You got to actually, lord yourself, You need to govern yourself before another man does. Now, even though within that we still get exhortation, we still get certain things that we apply, but then we also need to address the bitter that we ourselves are handling on one accord. Okay, we're actually handling certain things on our own, showing ourselves to be men. All right, so you got to understand that in this walk, that is a very beautiful thing. Now, what I want to do is I want to transition this word bitter and I want to go into the word adversary. But before I do, I want to show you what this word bitter means, because I do feel like it's going to pull out a lot of good edification for us brothers. Okay. Right here, to make bitter. Now, remember, we don't want to be bitter as in, you know, you're bitter with brothers. You got the, you just fucking negative. No. Okay. No, you got to watch that negative ass low, you know, like shit, everybody in hell, everybody catching hell. But if a brother's smiling, shit, smile too. You know, that's what this thing's about. It's about constantly checking yourself for the better. All right. And you know, when you do that, when you feel the so-called emotion of anger, when you feel the so-called motion of impatient, okay, this is a real thing. We experience what's common to man, okay? And this is why this truth is so beautiful, because what we are embracing and dealing with, and, you know, while keeping that chin up, you look around at everyone around you, they cannot walk in the shoes that you are in. They cannot take it on the chin. They cannot deal with adversity and still be a brother, still be a servant, still be a worker. You got people that once they feel some bitterness at work, they crash out, they quit. Fuck that. I ain't with this. Don't nobody play on my phone. Right though? Y'all brothers know, I know the hopeful elect knows exactly what I'm talking about. And that's why in my spirit, you know, the Wadi Abba Shemal Shai for inspiring me, I wanted to title this, Let's Talk About the Bitter, because that bitter is what we're all going through collectively. Now, I want to get this because this just flashed before my eyes. So let's go to, I believe, 1 Peter 5. Okay. 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant. Now see right here. So you can deal, you'll go through bitterness, but you got to be sober in the midst of that bitterness. Like, you know, someone could annoy you. Some shit could happen at work, but you can't get drunk and react off of it. Now, what do I mean drunk? Not like literally drinking, but we can talk about that too as well. There's nothing wrong with that. We can talk about that. But being sober as in you in that situation, your mind is now, instead of reacting, you're applying what you have read. So now you know how to react. It's a very big difference. Now, let me see. What I queued up was the word adversary, and I am going to go into it. I do want to go into it, but let's just pull this one out real quick, just as a good example. You know what? No. Let's do this one because this helped me. 1 Peter 5:10. It says, but I looked up the word adversary, and just a slew of precepts came up. So we'll go through some. It says, but Yahweh of all grace, who has called us. So we've been called. Okay. So you have to remind yourself, wait a minute, I'm called. Okay. I'm called. That's why going back to the sweet right now, majority of our people, all they are is just knowing that they're Israelites. Okay. But are they actually applying what the scripture says? You know, taking the low, letting Esau, you got it. Okay, actually applying wisdom, or are they walking about and carrying themselves in a manner that's not pleasing to the Father nor the Son? And that's an issue. You are in a captivity on top of that, a bitter one. And what you're showcasing is you are not accepting it. Hence why you want your boot kissed. Hence why you want to go to the White House and curse it out for 8 hours, march down the street. What are you doing marching down the street when your ass is in captivity? See, the problem is you've taken the Roman rights to the head and abused those rights, now leagued in with the enemy, and now you want to march down the street to showcase that we're free. Come join our organization and you could be free too. No, you're trying to show a carnal freedom. Yahweh Shai through the Ruach HaKodesh is showing us a spiritual freedom. Hence why we're able to handle adversity when it's laid before us. Okay. And are there times where you're going to go 3 for 3? No. Sometimes you're going to miss. Sometimes you're going to fall. So this is why it's a constant battle. And it says, who has called us unto his glory, who has called us unto his eternal glory, by Hamashiach Yahushai, very important. After that, ye have suffered a while. So you could be having a bad day out of nowhere. You're going through something, phone stopped working, can't do a lesson, trying to squeeze something in, job doing this, people doing that. Now, are you going to lose it in that moment? Or are you going to maintain your spiritual integrity as a hopeful elect and apply what the scriptures say? This is why blessed is he that readeth. Okay, we're in a time now to cleave to the milk. Cleave to the milk. Let the milk spiritually sustain you, because we're going through everyday situations that the rest of the people, when they go through it, are not going to be able to react the way you do. You know, I've been thinking about there's a quote about a calm man. See, I don't want to make too many points, but you know, a lot of points come to my mind, so I'm just trying to make sure I'm crossing all of them. It's called a calm man quote. Yeah, let's see this real quick. Let's see what we got right here. It says, let me see. It says, the nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. Look at this. This is Marcus Aurelius. See? Stoic. So we have to learn to be calm, okay? It's all good, you know? Spill the coffee. Shit happens, you know? Hit your hand. There's strange things happen to us, okay? There's times where I've like stubbed my arm and it hurts real bad, but I got to maintain because I'm talking to this person, and you don't want to allow things to, you know, frustrate you. You know, it's a mental battle, you know, it's a mental thing. All right. So being calm and collective truly keeps your spirit at a level to where you can operate without feeling scatterbrained. All right. And you're going to have to tap into that now before the doors of Jacob's trouble fully open, because when the doors of Jacob's trouble open, a lot of people are going to experience vexation of spirit because they're going through adversity. So we're being trained now to be calm in the midst of a storm. And that's a powerful thing. And some say it's easier said than done, but hard work does pay off. So this is what we're going through. We're going through a spiritual growth, okay? We're going through a spiritual growth of maturity that not all of our people who know that they're Israelites are going through, all right? So now let's go back. Let me read this again, okay? It says, after 1 Peter 5:10, it says, after that ye have suffered a while. So you go through this, you deal with that. You may have a demon on the side of the road, okay? You had to learn to get over this anger. You got it, you know, you got it. Sometimes the best thing to do is just slow down a little bit. Maybe you need to just slow down. I'm talking to me first, you know, slow down a little bit. It's all good. What's the rush? Let's just get it handled and let's move on. You don't always want to try to tackle an approach the quickest way possible, because yeah, it may have got done, but did you learn anything from it? Because the most important thing at the end of the day is, what are you learning from what you're experiencing? See, it says, look, suffer a while, right? That's why it says the tempter cometh for a season. So not everything is forever, okay? The kingdom's forever. Hell for us is not forever. Captivity is not forever. It says, make you perfect. So you have to look at times when you're going through a bitter situation. You have to look at this, and going back to that 1 Peter 5, remember? Oh, see, look, we're in that same chapter, 1 Peter 5. Look at that. Look at that. We were reading 5. Look how the Rakak Kodash had us in 10, and we didn't even realize it. Man, this is amazing. So you have to realize there's times where you got to go through certain things to level up, but you have to tell yourself while going through it, this is for my level up. Not why did this happen? Why what the fuck, man? I'm just trying to. No, you lost it right there. So now what my girl say? Pick yourself up and try again. This thing is about a trial and error. Okay, this is why it says we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Okay, let's go back. It says, make you perfect. And this should put a smile on your face. When you're going through some suffering, and I got to say this, the Wadi Abba Shemal Shai by Shemar Kakwadash, this precept came out because of some suffering. And instead of just reacting, Arthur Fist, walking around, the Spirit said, why don't you look up scriptures about adversity? See, it's not like we haven't looked them up before. It's not even like we might have read this before. You have to constantly remind yourself, brothers, and you few sincere sisters. This is the whole reason why we had to put fringes on as a reminder. So these precepts are spiritual fringes to remind you, okay, to make you perfect. You say, oh man, the Wadi Abba Shemal Shai by Shemar Kakwadash. See, look, establish, strengthen, settle you. So this is all about you being made perfect, but you're being made perfect through suffering, through adversity, and through the bitter. Not just the law. See, this is a whole different walk when you're serving Yahweh Shemal Shai in truth and sincerity. Now, I got that done. Let's finish this one. There's more. 1 Peter 5:8. So now going back, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And I've actually witnessed this on occasions to where it could be something as, your car window stops working, and then you get out the car because you're running late, and then your jacket gets snagged, and then on being snagged, and then you're walking into a building, or if you're at work or going home, and and then there's someone else that's going to do something, and then it's like you need to realize I can't react the way I feel like reacting, because the way you may be feeling may be still a part of that old creature. And I keep seeing Colossians 3. So let me just snag this real quick. Okay. Let's go to Colossians, the 3rd chapter. And what I want to do is go down. Okay. Just real quick. And let me just see right here. Look. See? It says Colossians 3:5. Mortify therefore your members, which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. And we're all guilty of certain things. This is why we're in a time where we're self-identifying, little demons, little temptations, little things that you kind of say, what was that from? You may hear a thought or you may hear a reaction, but you're not doing it, but you hear it. So then you're checking that. See? We have to constantly have that sober spiritual mindset, because you might do something, then you're going to walk away and be pissed. Then you got to repent. And now when the time comes again, which you don't know when, you're going to have that opportunity to show that you can do better in it. That's what this walk is. Okay. It's a constant battle. This is the condition that man shall fight upon earth. It says, for which things sake the wrath of Yahweh cometh on the children of disobedience. In the which ye also walked in some time. See? So we're not sitting here bragging or acting like we're Mr. Perfect. All right. We're not saying that. But what we're saying is we see the light at the end of the tunnel, the finisher of our faith, Yahweh Shai, while dealing with these issues and problems and situations, and then also seeing the benefits of not giving into the easiest path. The left hand that's why I said broad is the gate. Okay. Broad is the gate. That's why John said it was bitter. All right. Because you can go through certain things and it may feel bitter, even though you're not bitter. It feels like, and I'm gonna go back to that word bitter as well, but you now having the soberness of the mind, being reminded by the precepts, and then you have clarification. See? Because what Satan wants to do, demons too, is they want to get you to react when you're least expecting it. Like the best way I can put it is, say you're having a bad day. You're in captivity. Remember the bitterness of the captivity, and you don't have as much energy to deal with these earthlings, these people, these peons, these vessels that are doorways for Satan and demons. That's how they capitalize. You don't really feel too patient. You don't feel too peoply. And then you're walking out of a store or a door or wherever, and someone else is walking in. And guess what? That demon is going to use them to try to irritate you. And you still are going to have to apply the spirit to overcome that demon, because that's what they want to do. They want to kick you when you're down. They want to fight you when you don't want to fight. See, they want to address you when you're like, I'm chilling right now. Ain't no chill. You can't chill. Okay. You may be tired. It don't matter. That's what this truth is all about. And not every Israelite is set up to handle that kind of mindset in this walk. Okay. Yahushua told us about that in Mark, the 4th chapter, going into the parables, where certain Israelites are going to fall away because of affliction. I just can't do it no more, man. It's too much. See, and if you can't handle now, how are you going to handle Jacob's trouble? It says, in the which ye also walked some time when ye lived in them, but now ye also put off all these. Anger. This is a real thing. You got to actually put anger off. And hey, coming from me, I'm first one. I'll say it like this, humbly speaking. I used to be very angry, well, fuck you people, man. But then it's like, bro, you can't be out here tripping. I'm not saying we're out here tripping. You brothers know exactly what I mean. Okay. You know exactly what I mean. So, okay, you can't be walking around angry, because that's what Satan wants. That's what the demons want. They want to annoy you. They want to anger you. They want to make you feel rushed and impatient. See, now going back, like the word bitter, look, render angry, indignant. See, embittered, irritated. You got to watch being irritated. That's when a demon is going to come at you, is when you are feeling irritated, and now it's going to put you in a position where you're going to have to control that irritation and handle what's ever in front of you, or fail, give into irritation, and then what? Walk away and say, shit. See? To grieve, deal bitterly with. And that's another thing. Even though certain situations may be bitter, we cannot walk around with a bitter face mindset, or bitter literally face. No, this thing is all about manning up. Okay. Manning those so-called emotions, which emotions goes back, I believe, to agitation, which is a mental running to or fro of your mind. So you got to watch that. Okay. You got to watch those things. And that's what being mentally sober will bring to your life, is watching yourself. Like, what the fuck? And I'm tripping. You can't always look at everybody else like they trip. You got to make sure you're not tripping. They're going to crash out. They're going to bug out. They're going to wall out. They're going to get mad. They're going to do things. We now have the position to control those reactions that the rest of the world is going to be given into. This is a whole different walk that we are involved in. Humbly speaking, this is God mode in the spirit while still being bound to the sinful flesh. Not everyone can handle that, man. Sometimes it does get hot in the kitchen, but what's wrong with us talking about it? That's what we got to do. We got to talk about these things. This is something that's being addressed, because if not, and you're not handling it in the right manner, there's certain avenues that you can go, and it can increase your bitterness unknowing to you. Okay. If you're not handling the bitterness correctly, that bitterness can increase, because you're going through different avenues to cope with the bitterness. All right. Like, look, check this out. Something as simple as, now drinking is good. It's lawful, but you got to make sure that you're handling that correctly too. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. All right. Cause look right here, it says, let's see right here, verse 27, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 31 and 27. Wine is as good as life to a man if it be drunken moderately. See? And you have to find that spiritual maturity to be able to handle this lawful freedom. Okay. Yeah, it's lawful and you have freedom within it, but being a man, how are you going to address it? Me, myself, I wait till the weekends to the best of my ability, or one day out the week, or a weekend, excuse me, not during the week, that's for me. Okay. That's going into moderation. It says what life is then to a man that without wine, but in moderation. Okay. For it was made to make men glad. So now that we're in a bitter captivity, okay, now that we're in a bitter captivity, Shalom, Yabashma Shai Barakathum to you, brothers. Hey, Shalom Ratazai, I made you a moderator, brother. So now that we're in this bitter captivity, we also have to have the mindset of knowing that Satan can use things that are lawful against us as well. Isn't that high level? Even as something as simple as drinking. Because look, wine measurably drunk in season, see, hey, in season, during the week may be not in season for you. You may have to work, you may have this, you may have certain things, and then you may have to say, I ain't trying to wake up tomorrow. I need to have my wits to me. I need to have this to me. See? So it says, in season bringeth gladness of the mind and cheerfulness of the mind, with gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind. But check this out, watch. But now here comes a spiritual battle. Watch this, brothers. But wine drunken in excess. I had a bad day, man. Fuck this play, man. I'm gonna put some more. Now you might not be putting the right music on. You allowed the bitterness to go to your head. You're a little angry. Now you sipping. Now you sipping a little too much. Look, maketh bitterness of the mind with brawling and quarreling. See? Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool till he offend. It diminisheth strength and maketh wounds. So within this walk, there are things or avenues that we can go down, but as hopeful elect, we're also mindful of what we are using and why we are using it while we're doing it. Okay, because if not, Satan could come in cracking his knuckles. Like, now this is where I work. He's been beating me all week. He's been doing what he needed to do. Now he's sitting back sipping. Now I'm going to get to him. See, so you got to watch it. Okay, so even though we're catching hell, you don't want to allow hell to be an excuse to indulge in something to increase your hell. See that? So this is a high level walk that if you are not blessed with faith, spiritual discernment, having brothers around you, a line of communication, the Rakah Quadash, you can be overthrown by that bitterness. So be aware. Now, let's go into this word adversary real quick. Okay, I'm about a half an hour in. I don't want to make this too long, but let's talk about it. Now, I looked up the word adversary. Why? Because I was going through some adversary today. Sometimes we go through things so that we can learn. And then when we learn, then we share it with the body. Just like Yahushua told Apostle Peter, when thou art strengthened, convert thy brethren. So adversity, okay, it says, look, difficulties. So you may go through some difficulties. Not everything in this walk is going to be easy. And even the things that may be easy today potentially could be harder tomorrow. This is why we remain humble and considerate, okay? Strange things happen. Situations come up, all right? We can't tell you what tomorrow's going to bring. We only have the scriptures, hope and faith, and watching the signs within that, all right? Look, misfortune, some bullshit can happen. Vehicle, rent, housing, money, family, loved ones. See? So when you're going through adversity, you got to make sure that you're still remaining strong within it. Proverbs 24:10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So if there's times where you have fainted or, got out of character, if you will, it happens. But then now that's a spiritual cut to remind yourself, I need to strengthen myself then. I need to get spiritually stronger because there's more adversary coming than I see before me. 2 Ezra 14, put away thy mortal thoughts because more evil is to come. And then also Acts 14, and 22. Grab this. Acts 14 and 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. See? So there's things that you're going to go through that are going to be on a level of difficulty or misfortune, but how are you reacting to it? Or where is your mind going when it takes place? Okay. This is why wisdom is better than weapons of war. And you'll go through situations that demons actually try to make you carnal. And just like Elder Apostle Gabar says, no, we are not carpets. No, by no means. But in the same breath, we do carry ourselves in a mindful manner of wisdom. And this isn't just some Edomite. This is a demon on this Edomite trying to get me out of character. And it could be a difficult situation. Okay. So this is why we pray. We apply wisdom. We're at peace with all men. All right. Look, it goes into misfortune, ill luck. People think we don't have bad luck. We're just in the furnace of adversity. People looking around, oh, man, you get bad luck, man. Every time you get a car, every time you get this. Shut your ass up. Soon as, look, brothers, one day in the past that you've overcame is going to overthrow these people. All right. You got something that you overcame 2 years ago that's going to crush people in the future. Look, trouble, Jacob's trouble, adversity, difficulty, hardship, distress. Wait, did he say distress? Did he say distress? Where is it? Right here. Look, 2 Corinthians 4 and 8. Look, this is what the men of old went through. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. So you can be troubled, but are you going to be distressed? We're all going to die. Remember that light, bright nigga from, excuse my language, but from Birth of a Nation? He found out Nat Turner, he had a plan. We're all going to die. Nah, man, this is why. And look, brothers, the things that you're just going through now, that's training. You're being built up. You're being built up. All right? So embrace it. Thank you, Yahweh Shemel Shai. Smile, man. Brush your beard and smile. It says we are perplexed, but not despair. Not in despair. Exactly. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. See? But you didn't die. Save his life. This is what we're going through. A lot of other Israelites are not preparing their people to be able to handle the cup of bitterness. So what's going to happen if you're not being trained up right now to handle bitterness? You know what's going to happen? You're gonna get the root of bitterness put in you. Because I also wanted to look this word bitter up, because that happens as well. Sometimes you're dealing with it, but there isn't the other aspect of the guidance and the spirits being given to you. So now you become just bitter. You don't want to become bitter in this. You want to be that guy that no one wants to go around. I don't want to be that. Okay, I don't want to be that. Now look right here. I believe he told it to the Ephesians. Just give me a second. I was reading into this. Right here. Oh, Hebrews, excuse me. Hebrews 12 and 15. Looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of Yahweh, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. So even within this bitter captivity, you don't want to be overtaken by bitterness. Now you're unfruitful, you know. Now every lesson's about the black woman and you're talking through your teeth. And it's like, bruh, we nobody's trying to hear that. Like, prophecy's happening. See? You see? I believe that's all I wanted on that one. Let me just keep going here. I think I lost. Did I lose my place? Where are we at? Okay. Oops. Well, additions, we didn't need that no more. We got adversity. We got the trouble. We got that. Yep. Concerning them. Let's go back in this. Okay, so we're probably about to just wrap it up. All right, so just give me a couple. Let me get a couple more for you, for us. Oh, look, this is a high-level precept, man. I'm telling you, brothers, reread those precepts that you read your first 1, 2, 3, 4 years coming in, man. Okay? Read those precepts, because now after going through things, you're like, yeah, that hits different. And I don't believe that I'm lying. And that's how I felt. These precepts that we read now, it's like, yeah, that hits different today. It's going to hit different than 2 years ago, because from 2 years ago to today, a lot's been going on, because the kingdom of heaven is a long journey, and you've been on a journey. And a man of much travel gains much experience. Okay. James 1 and 2, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. So right there, that alone, you know how powerful that precept is? For one, it's like, wait a minute. How do you count it joy when you're being tempted? Well, because you'll be sober in the mind. You're sitting, let's just say you're at work, and then this woman's talking to you, but then you know she has a man, and you see that she's adulterer, but you yourself is not giving into the adultery. So you're applying wisdom. You find yourself to get out of the situation, you know, because you got to be at work, social, this and bullshit, right? Yeah. Babylon, we get it. It's all a lie and excuse, but we see behind, you know, the smiles and the workplace and no. We know what's really up. But my point is, you're happy that you're not giving into that. Then you walk away, you smile, man. Why do y'all about smell shy? See? So count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. Got another one. When the MOTB comes, and we potentially be the ones that have to be martyred, the thought should be going through your mind is joy that you are going to be giving your life for Yahweh Shemel Shai, not giving into this temptation, which here to try the world. Now, within that same instance, Lord Yahweh Shai could have it to where you don't die. It's the mere fact that you and mine were ready and counted it joy to do so, like what Abraham was going to do to Isaac. See? Knowing this, that the trying, I'm being tried. I'm being tried right now. Oh, shit. I'm being tried. But that's what you're saying in your head. But outwardly, you're just standing there as the hopeful elect man that you are. But this is what all comes with being sober in the mind, to understand that. Knowing this, that my faith is being tried. They're trying to try my faith right now. This bitch trying to try me, right? So we're being tried. We're being tested. And remember, this word test is extremely edifying. Look at this. Look at this word for test. A procedure intended to establish the equality. I want to see the quality of you, okay? Like what they got, like cheater test, performance. Let me see the performance. You're being tested, right? I don't feel too good today. Damn, I got this ailment, but are you still going to go out to perform at camp? Or reliability of something. Are you going to be doing your lessons? Are you going to be having a consistency of self, even though you're going through things, catching hell, dealing with this? But within that, are you going to lack quality or lack performance ability or reliability just because you're catching hell like the next man? Matter of fact, First Peter's tells us, look, after all this, First Peter's 5:9, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So you don't even know. You got your own brother that could be going through something just like you, or even worse, or elders you listen to, brothers you learn from, and you have no idea that they're going through it too, because you keep seeing them. You still are getting the quality of videos. You're still seeing the reliability of them, daily edification. And the whole time you had no idea you were going through that too. Wow. Right? Don't they say that? Or reliability of something. Watch. Why? So you're being tested all right now for what? Ultimately for what? Especially before it's taking into widespread use. That's the world. That's the kingdom. That's existence. So we're being tested before we're given the world. So before we're being put to widespread use. Experiment. Tryouts. Trial. See? Trial. Examination. See that? Man, that's beautiful. Let's go back. James 1 and 3, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. And what's patience? To suffer. So now you're learning within suffering to still smile. See that, brothers? Okay? You're learning to still thank the Lord when you're not in the best situation possible pertaining to the flesh. I had to emphasize that because you are in a better situation pertaining to the spirit, but the flesh is always going to be there like a little fucking spoiled child, excuse my language, but it is. I don't want to work out today. I don't want to go to camp. I don't want to fast. Shut your ass up. That's why the flesh is staying here. Okay, this flesh is an enemy, and you're going to find out it's not only problems that you deal with these people, but there's problems that you deal with because of this flesh. Okay, it's the flesh. So you got to watch that too. It says, but let your patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Man, see? So you're being patient. Then you're letting the patience play out. You're not being hasty in the spirit. Trust me, I know these things. Okay. But I'm knowing of them from going from them. See? Sometimes the best exhortation is the one who experienced it. Okay. So we're all learning here. We're all growing here. That's what this is about. It's about growth in the spirit. All right. So you let patience have her perfect work. And then you find out, man, what do I need? I got Yahweh Shema Shai. I got peace of mind. I don't got the bitterness rooted in me, you know. Let's see what else we got. We go through a little bit more. See what we got here. We already read that, 1 Peter's. Oh, look, 2 Chronicles 15:7. Be ye strong, what? Mentally. Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak. I'm just tired, man. You can't do that, man. I can't do it. Who said that? You said that. Prophecy don't say that. You know, then you got to say, well, then you ain't of the elect. That's why I tell myself, certain times, certain demons or thoughts that come to my mind to say to do this or that, I say, then if I do that, then I'm not of the elect then. Okay? If I do that, then I'm not of the elect. Now what? Remember, Yahushua had a conversation with Satan. Satan tried to use Psalms 91 against Yahushua. Tell me that's not crazy. But this is what you're involved in. For your work shall be rewarded. There's a reward coming. All right? There's a reward coming. And it's near. It's approaching. All right? Let's see. Look at this. Psalms 34:19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. So you're going to go through things. You're going to deal through things. It's going to suck. You know? You're going to have little heathens trying to rule over you. It's all good. Oh, you got it, man. After you, man. No, after you. And you know what I realized is a personal testimony? When you actually carry yourself in a peaceful, wise manner, all right? A peaceful, wise manner. It's all good. The Lord's in control. You'll start even seeing your enemies around you doing things for you. And that's scriptural. It says he even maketh your enemies to be at peace with you. But first, you got to be at peace with self, with the situation you're in, and not being bitter about it, not being mad. Man, I got to fucking get up. So you got a bed. You know, you got to start looking at the glass half full. Some people don't even got a glass. And then they got a glass and they ain't got nothing in it. But Yahweh Shema Shai delivereth him out of them all. So see, this is what you got to tap into. These beautiful precepts of peace. Get these precepts of peace constantly as a reminder. And it's okay if you don't remember it verbatim. Google it. Look it up. Keep it written nearby. I remember when I very first came in, I had a list of precepts and I just had it on the wallpaper of my phone just so I could constantly remind myself, he'd endorse to the end. He'd endorse to the end. You got to do these things. You got to have that spiritual fringe mindset. There's nothing wrong with you placing reminders for yourself, okay? Be happy. Be appreciative. Pray. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? All these things is what we're doing while waiting to be delivered. Let's end it off on this. 2 Corinthians 1:4. Comforteth us in all our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of Yahweh. That's where we're at in this thing. That's where you have to be at in this thing. Okay. I didn't expect this lesson to go this long, but the Wada Abanawa Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakwadash for give me the inspiration to do this lesson. This is what it's all about, to be being inspired, to be being fed in the spirit, to being mindful, you know, carrying and conducting ourselves of what we are being told and required to do of what we read. Okay, so I just wanted to do that quick lesson. It was just pressed on my spirit. Let's just talk about the bitter. There's nothing wrong talking about us catching hell, but where's our mind within that? And we don't want to let bitterness set in, and now you're miserable. No, 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 no. You should not be miserable in this truth, okay? To where now you just in a sunken place. We all have our moments. We all have our little spiritual ruts, but it's Yahweh Shema Shai that delivers us out of those mindsets to keep fighting, keep pushing, keep exhorting, you know? So I'm going to leave it there. So I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, shalom.